Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of Strong Anywhere Fitness. Today we're not going to be doing an exercise, we're going to be doing something which is equally important, and that is stretching. Stretching is typically overlooked a lot by people when they work out, but it's really important to prevent injury and to prepare you for the workout that you're about to do. So we're going to do some stretches that can be done before the workout and after the workout to prepare your muscles and to cool them down. And yeah guys, come with me and we'll show you what to do. So first off, we're going to be starting with the neck and then working down. So hands on your hips, and all we're going to begin with is just looking left and right. We're going to do this for around 20 seconds, just to loosen up the muscles in the neck. Sweet. Next, same thing with the neck, except we're going to be going side to side like that. Use it all to just loosen the muscles in the neck, because you'll be surprised at how tight they get during your workout. Cool. Now we're going to move on to our shoulders. The shoulders are a point that can get quite injured for many people in working out, and it's very important to stretch them thoroughly before you begin any major workout. So we're going to begin by just doing some standard arm circles, like so. Going backwards first, and then forwards after about 15 seconds. And if you guys are doing anything outside, make sure to stay hydrated, because you don't want to end up getting yourself a headache. And forwards. It's quite warm today. Right. Now some wider circles. The other way. Now there's this string of tendons in the shoulder called the rotator cuff, and this is somewhere that gets injured for quite a lot of bodybuilders and people who work out. And these are some stretches which will assist in rehabilitation and prepare your muscles for the workout you're about to do. So use the rotator cuff stretches. What you're going to want to do, keep your elbow by your side while you're doing the motion, and this hand can pretty much be anywhere. However, I just tend to leave it on my core. So what we're going to do is, keeping a right angle with your arm, we're going to extend out like so, and then back. We're going to do that about 15 times, and then we're going to move on to the next stretch. And then with the same arm, move it up 90 degrees. So now you have a 90-degree bend with your arm and your body. And then you're going to rotate your forearm from the elbow upwards like so. Do this 15 times. This is all to just loosen the tendons. It's really good for rehabilitation and for preparing them for work. And then the same with the other side. Left arm, elbow tucked into body, moving out towards the side. If you feel that your shoulders or the rotator cuff itself is quite tired or tight, just go a bit slower. Of course, the more you do this, the more flexible the tendons and the muscles will become, so you'll be able to lift heavier and prevent more injuries. onto the hips. So what we're going to do with the hips, hands in your hips, just like we used to do in school, just swivel them around. You'd be surprised at how important this stretch really is and how overlooked it is. So we're going to do this a few times going one way and spin around and do the other direction. Ooh, takes me back. And then the other way. All I need is a hula hoop. Cool. Next, we're going to move on to stretching out the quads and the hamstrings. So, a really good stretch for the hamstrings is simply just to prepare your legs, put one foot slightly ahead of the other, bending the back foot like so, and putting your hand on the hip of the bent leg, and then coming down until you feel a stretch running down in your hamstrings. And once you feel the stretch, hold there for a few seconds. If you need to bend yourself over a bit more to activate the muscle, do so, just until you feel the stretch, and hold there for 10 seconds. And once you've held for the 10 seconds, lift your toes up to extend the stretch. And then the same with the other side. Okay, now for the quads. This one always seems to get me because I never seem to be able to balance properly, but balance is key. Internal balance matters. So, you've probably done this in school or at some stage. It's just placing most of your weight on the non-stretching foot and grabbing your ankle and hopefully pulling it behind your back without tripping up. And if you need to, use your other hand to balance you. Try putting it on your shoulder as well to help bring your balance out, and then pulling your ankle back and then holding 15 seconds. To support you, do it. And then the same with the other side. Don't be ashamed to use pole, guys, trust me. I've dropped many times. Well, not dropped, but like drop my leg. You know what I'm saying. And same with the other side. That was much better. As if I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, and then bring it up. Pull it back, hold for 15 seconds. Stretch out the quads. This is really good for the muscles that connect to the groin as well. Sweet. Now we're going to move on to the knees. Just loosen out those joints. So we begin just putting your hands on your knees, just swiveling them around. That's it. Just little circles around. Just loosen up the joints. And the same with the ankles. Just small circles. Now we're going to move on to some stretches for the lower back, this region here. Really important to stretch out all muscles, regardless of what you're doing. It helps just to provide make the body more limber during the exercise. So what we're doing, one knee on the ground, having your front leg extended. You want to have a right angle from your floor to the knee, and from the knee to the hip. And placing both hands, when you extend the knee, you want to bring your pelvis upwards, like tilted towards you, like so. And you should feel, as soon as you tilt it towards you, the hip flexor in your left leg tighten up. It's the tendon that runs just down here, just near the groin. So once you've tilted up your pelvis and you can feel the hip flexor engage, you can either hold here if it's already quite tight, or if you feel like you want to increase the stretch, lean forward on your leading leg, like so. And then hold here for 10 to 15 seconds. And then swap legs. And hands on your leading leg until your pelvis up. And then if you need to, come forward on your leading leg. Sweet. Now we got 2 more lower back stretches which will help during your exercises. One is called the Cobra Stretch. That's when, from the position you're in on your knees, place your hands on the ground, bring your knees further back, and then come down, and then up, extending the arms, bringing your chest to the sky, and dropping your hips towards the ground. It's a really good stretch for the lower back. It's really effective at pulling out any knots and limbering up the back. And then from this position, you can go back into the next stretch. And then you can bounce between the 2 stretches for however long you need to loosen up the muscles. And there we go, guys, that's it. That's a really good stretching, like mini stretching regime to help limber out the body before or after your workouts. It's really important to stretch, guys. Trust me, I've been there. I wanted to get my workout done really quickly and not stretched, and then I felt it the next day. Trust me, stretching is important, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in today's episode of Strong Anywhere Fitness. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.